So we are in this most holy place where there is this deity of goddess Dhakeshwari. She is Durga Devi. And who is Durga Devi is very nicely explained by Prabhupada in the Krishna book. This is the instance where Rukmini was kidnapped by Krishna on the request of Rukmini. So she was arranged to be married to Shishupala, but she wrote to Krishna that I don't want to marry him, I want to marry you. Of course, Rukmini is eternally the consort of Krishna. She is Sakshat Mahalakshmi. But this is a pastime of Krishna. So she is participating in the pastime, and her marriage was anyway arranged, and Krishna had to kidnap her, take her away by force, before she was actually given away in charity to Shishupala. So the description is here that just before the marriage ceremony, it was a tradition that the bride, Rukmini, she will go and worship Durga, goddess Durga. So it is described here. Rukmini offered her prayers to the deity of Durga Devi. My dear goddess Durga, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you as well as to your children. So Srila Prabhupada says, goddess Durga has 4 famous children. If you carefully observe the deity here, Dhakeshwari, Durga Devi, you can see her 4 children there with her. Who are the 4 children? 2 daughters, the goddess of fortune Lakshmi and the goddess of learning Saraswati. Where we had the Guru Puja, you can more clearly see that. Okay? Extreme ends are Ganesha to your left and Kartikeya to your right, extreme right. And then Lakshmi to the left, Saraswati to the right, to your right. And so here Prabhupada says she has 2 daughters, the Lakshmi and Saraswati, and she has 2 sons, Ganesha and Kartikeya. They are all considered demigods and demigoddesses. Since goddess Durga is always worshipped with her famous children, Rukmini specifically offered her prayers to the deity in that way. However, her prayers were very special. Ordinary people pray to Durga for material wealth, fame, profit, strength, and so on. Rukmini, however, desired to have Krishna for her husband, and therefore she prayed that the deity be pleased with her and bless her with that benediction. Since she desired only Krishna, her worship of the demigods is not condemned. Then Srila Prabhupada also says in the same chapter, the gopis worshipped goddess Katyayani to get Krishna as their husband. Similarly, Rukmini was thinking of the various types of demigods not for material benefit but in respect to Krishna. Praying to the demigods to achieve the favor of Krishna is not irregular, and Rukmini was fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada says about this mention of the demigods in the Brahma Samhita. Srila Prabhupada says, in the Brahma Samhita, there are mantras offering obeisances to Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the sun god, Lord Ganesha, as well as Lord Vishnu, all of whom are worshipped by the impersonalists as Panchopasana. Vaishnavas can also worship all these demigods, but only on the principles of the Brahma Samhita, which is recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We may note in this connection the mantras for worshipping Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Durga, Sun God and Ganesha as described in the Brahma Samhita. So what are these mantras in the Brahma Samhita? All of you repeat after me, since we are in the temple of Durga Devi. So we will offer this prayer to Durga Devi as given in the Brahma Samhita. All of you are familiar with this particular prayer in the Brahma Samhita. Please repeat after me. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Sadhana, Shaktireka, Chayeva, Yasya, Bhuvanani, Vibharti, Durga, Ichanurupam, Api, Yasya, Cha, Cheshtate Sa, Govindam, Adipurusham, Tamaham, Bhajami. The meaning of this is the external potency Maya, who is of the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency, is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creating, preserving and destroying agency of this mundane world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in accordance with whose will Durga conducts herself. And in the purport to this verse, in the Brahma Samhita, translated and purports given by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he very nicely explains the details about Durga Devi. Very concisely he explains. The world in which Brahma takes his stand and hymns the Lord of Goloka. Brahma is worshipping Krishna by chanting these prayers. But here, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains, this world is called Devi Dhama, consisting of 14 worlds, 14 planetary systems. And Durga is its presiding deity of the entire material universe. She is 10-armed. If you closely look here, there also you can see. She is having 10 hands, representing the 10-fold fruitive activities. Generally, people worship Durga Devi with some material desires. And those desires that she can fulfill for this fruitive people are 10 kinds of different divisions of these benefits she can bestow. She rides on the lion, representing her heroic prowess. She is always riding a lion, that you can clearly see also. She tramples down Mahishasura, representing the subduer of all vices. Even though Durga is worshipped by so many asuras and so many sinful people, but she never is kind to them. She always deals with them very, very sternly. So she subdues all vices by her power. She is the mother of two sons, Kartikeya and Ganesha, representing beauty and success. So people always worship materialistic people, Ganesha, for what? For success. So Ganesha represents success in this material world. And Kartikeya, you clearly see there, he is dressed like a very handsome prince. Correct? So he represents mundane beauty. So materialistic person worship Kartikeya for bodily beauty. She is placed between Lakshmi and Saraswati, representing mundane opulence and mundane knowledge. In the material world, Lakshmi, as the daughter of Durga Devi, she represents material opulence. Whereas Lakshmi in the spiritual world is actually the personification of spiritual opulence, spiritual wealth. And similarly, Saraswati in the material world represents material knowledge. That's why in school, when we were studying at least, they used to tell us, worship Saraswati, pray to Saraswati, then you can do well in your exams. All this mundane education system. So that Saraswati, whom they were referring to, ordinary people refer to, is the goddess of material knowledge. Okay. But Saraswati in the spiritual world is actually representing transcendental knowledge, not material knowledge. She is armed with 20 weapons. Of course, in this form of Durga, in hand, she is having 10 weapons. But she is actually armed with 20 weapons, representing the various pious activities enjoined by the Vedas for suppression of the vices, suppression of all sins. 20 different pious activities are given in the Vedas, and her 20 weapons represent those 20 pious activities. She holds the snake, representing the beauty of destructive time. Snake is also called Kala Sarpa. Means Kala is always destroying. Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter. Kalosmi Lokam Shayakrit. Shaya means destroy, destruction. So Kala simply destroys. So that is the symbol which she is holding. Symbolically, she is holding the snake, representing destructive time. Such is Durga, possessing all these manifold forms. Durga is possessed of Durga. Durga is possessed of Durga, which means a prison house. Durga means the prison house. When jivas begotten of the marginal potency, Tatastha Shakti, forget the service of Krishna, they are confined in this mundane prison house, the citadel of Durga. As soon as we forget Krishna, we are imprisoned in this material world. The wheel of karma is the instrument of punishment at this place. Kala Chakra, which is also called sometimes the wheel of karma. The work of purifying these penalized jivas is the duty devolved upon Durga. Even though Durga appears to be very cruel, but actually she is serving Krishna in a very peculiar way. So she is purifying the jivas by giving them suitable punishment for their reformation. She is incessantly engaged. Incessantly means continuously engaged in discharging the same by the will of Govinda. Ichhanurupamapi yasya cheshtate sa. she carries out all her activities exactly in accordance with the will of Govinda. And Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jakshena Prakritihi Suyate Sachara. Krishna is the superintending Lord above material nature, above the body. When luckily the forgetfulness of Govinda on the part of the imprisoned jivas is remarked by them by coming in contact with self-realized souls like Prabhupada, and their natural aptitude for the loving service of Krishna is aroused, Durga herself then becomes the agency of their deliverance by the will of Govinda. So, in the pastime of Lord Krishna appearing as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Krishna orders Yogamaya, his internal potency, to appear as his sister in his pastime, as the daughter of Yashoda. And Krishna himself appears as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And you know the pastime, that Vasudeva was very anxious to protect baby Krishna. So Krishna ordered him, you hide me in the house of Nanda Maharaj, exchange me for the daughter born of Yashoda. So Vasudeva did exactly that. So in the hands of Yashoda, Vasudeva, Devaki, Yogamaya is the internal potency of Krishna. She will act favorably for the devotees as internal potency. That means she facilitates the devotional service of the devotees. She provides for all the requisite facilities for devotees to render service to Krishna. But the same Yogamaya, when Kamsa, he came to know the 8th child is born, and then as he had done earlier, he came and wanted to grab the child and immediately kill the child. So he came, he grabbed that baby daughter. He did not know what had happened in the middle of the night. Under the spell of Yogamaya, everyone was asleep. Kamsa, all the prison keepers, even in Nanda Gokula, everyone was asleep. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, all the covered men, everybody. So that Vasudeva could exchange without anybody's knowledge. Yashoda and Nanda, next day they discovered or they found out that a beautiful baby boy has taken birth as the son of Nanda and Yashoda. That's Krishna. So nobody knew. So Kamsa did not know what had happened. Neither Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj knew. So Kamsa thought, here is the 8th child, and he was shocked to see a baby girl. But nevertheless, he did not take a chance. So he grabbed the child. As soon as he grabbed the child in the hands of Kamsa, Yogamaya is Durga Devi, external potency. So Krishna has no two potencies called external potency and internal potency. Krishna has only one potency, that is his internal potency. The internal potency in the spiritual world and for devotees and the Supreme Lord, even in the material world, acts as internal potency, the spiritual potency. The same Yogamaya, internal potency, when she works in the material world on the forgetful souls, conditioned souls, rebellious souls, asuras, she acts as Durga Devi, external potency. The characteristics of external potency is just the opposite of the internal potency. Yogamaya reminds everybody about Krishna. Durga Devi makes everybody forget Krishna. Yogamaya facilitates devotional service. Durga Devi actually puts everybody under illusion because of which they think they are the lords. Krishna is not the Lord. There is no separate Lord. Everyone thinks I am the Lord. Under illusion only. They are never the Lord. They cannot be the Lord. In fact, they are completely under the control of Durga Devi. But because of the illusory energy, the illusion that Durga Devi puts them under, they think that they are independent, they think they are the lords, or they think they can become the Lord in case somebody else is overpowering them, etc. So, Durga Devi acts as the external energy, the deluding energy, only in this material world, and she is originally Yogamaya only. Therefore, for devotees in the material world, when we become devotees or when we surrender to Krishna, Durga Devi, the same Durga Devi who is responsible for putting all the conditioned souls under illusion, all the forgetful souls under illusion, she becomes the agency for delivering the devotees. So sometimes devotees think that Durga Devi is anyway meant for putting all the souls in this world in illusion. So, or she puts obstacles on the path of their progress when they want to lord over or they want to enjoy. She creates all kinds of hurdles. So, devotees sometimes think that when I am trying to do devotional service, if there is any obstacle, they think the cause is Durga Devi. No, the cause is never Durga Devi. For a devotee, if there is any obstacle, it is Krishna who has taken charge of the devotees, who gives a token reaction just to remind you that these desires which you are seeking fulfillment of, even after becoming devotees, is actually an obstacle for your path of progress in Krishna consciousness. And just to convince you that you have to give up these material desires, Krishna gives a very, very small reaction, a token reaction, as Prabhupada says. It is very much reduced. And that little reaction is to remind us that we should give up all our material desires and simply act according to the instructions of Krishna coming through the spiritual master, and prepare ourselves to quickly get out of this place and go to the spiritual world. Krishna's above, person above. So here, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that everyone should obtain the guileless grace of Durga, the mistress of this prison house, by propitiating her, by worshipping her, or by pleasing her, with this selfless service of Krishna. So as devotees, we can expect the mercy of Durga by worshipping Krishna. And Prabhupada says, whenever devotees visit the temples of either Durga or Shiva or Ganesha, then we offer them respects. That also I'll read what Prabhupada says exactly. All the demigods are servants of Krishna. They are not equal with Krishna. Therefore, even if one goes to a temple of the demigods, one should not accept the deities as they are accepted by the impersonalists. All of them are to be accepted as personal demigods, but they all serve the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We must offer proper respects to all the demigods. In our 64 principles sadhana bhakti given in Nectar of Devotion, there are 10 positive injunctions, 10 negative injunctions. So 10 out of the 10 positive injunctions, one should offer proper respect to the devatas, This is one of the 10 positive injunctions. Okay? So, if one can offer respects even to an ant, why not to the demigods? Prabhupada is telling this. One must always know, however, that no demigod is equal to or above the Supreme Lord. Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arsabha Bhritya. Only Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all others, including the demigods such as Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Goddess Durga, Ganesha, are his servants. Everyone serves the purpose of the Supreme Godhead. What to speak of such small and insignificant living entities as ourselves? We are surely eternal servants of the Lord. Never consider demigods equal to or greater than Krishna. But at the same time, we should not fail to show proper respect to the demigods. And what is that showing proper respect? We bow down to them as personalities who are devotees of Krishna, servants of Krishna, and they are serving the Supreme Lord Krishna in their position as demigods in this material world. Because they are placed in that position only by Krishna, controllers, subordinate controllers to Vishnu.